Yeah.
Okay.
Reminder today, guys, that today's episode is brought to you by Epicor. Every team knows the value of hard work, of taking pride in what you build, and in practicing every detail to get the best results. But no one player, no matter how amazing, can do it all alone. Working together makes getting the win easier. At Epicor, the all-stars are the hardworking manufacturers, distributors, and who create and deliver the things we all need, from aerospace to electrical and medical devices. Epicor ERP solutions are created by industry experts to help make every day easier by seeing your entire supply chain, managing logistics, and responding to price changes easier. From small business with big dreams to growing enterprises with a global vision, we'll equip you with the right tools to move forward, think ahead, and lead the way. Because as the clock ticks down, you need to make the most out of every hardworking minute, and easier doesn't cut corners, easier finds the lane. Discover your success at www.easierwithepicor.com. That's www.easierwithepicor.com.
All right, let's talk toughness. I like the topic.
Can I set this up?
Yeah, set it up.
So we've talked at length about the Cavs' toughness and lack thereof, right? Mm-hmm. And it got me thinking. And we were going to do this draft style, but because we have 7 minutes, let's just talk about the guys that would be on the Mount Rushmore then. Of the modern era, 2000 to current day, who are some of the toughest athletes?
Oh, I didn't see that in your setup.
In Cleveland.
I missed that. My bad.
What?
The 21st century part.
Well, we go back. I was just trying to think of guys that.
Because I mean, Jim Brown.
Yeah, I mean he's an obvious one.
Right.
So we're going to do this draft style and each make a 4-person Mount Rushmore.
All right, let's go.
Vote on it, but. Because we have said, let's just talk about the guys who.
Let's go around the horn. You start with a name, and then we'll just keep going around until we run out of names.
I thought Joe Thomas was the easy 1-1. We talked about the consecutive snap streak, the position, the sport. To me, he was
and the level of play.
Yeah, he was the easy 1-1 guy. It didn't matter how bad the Browns were. Joe Thomas was showing up every single game.
I think this is a sneaky one, Tristan Thompson.
He was on my list, but way down my big board.
Yeah, he was way down mine too, but he was definitely a guy that I put on my list.
How many games he played in a row or something?
I just thought he was tough. I mean, I mean, durable is Joe Thomas and
tough.
And
there's no defined definition of tough. It is kind of up to the eye of the beholder. But Jay,
and because I'm the oldest guy, I have the old guys on the list because I didn't see the 21st century part. I put Ray Fosse, Jim Brown, and Bob Feller on my list.
Well, give us a little 10 seconds on each one of the.
Ray Fosse got his collarbone busted when Pete Rose slammed into him at a home plate collision 1970 All-Star game. Played for the next month with a broken collarbone.
Yep.
And the Indians at the time, fantastic medical staff, misdiagnosed it. It really shortened his career. He was an all-star player when he was a rookie. He was a great player, and that was it. Jim Brown goes without speaking.
Yep.
He got the ball 25 times a game, and the other team knew he was going to get it. And they all collided towards him. It wasn't a passing league then.
Cheap shots.
And what was crazy about Jim Brown, my dad told me about. I never watched him play. I wasn't born, but my dad said. Every single play, Jim Brown would look like he just got hit by a Mack truck. 8 guys hit him at once. And he would get up, and the announcers would be like, oh, he's probably going to go to the sideline. And he would get up slow, and he looked like he was going to collapse. He would walk back to the huddle. They would snap the ball, give it to him, and like he got shot out of a rocket every time. So he was tough. Bob Feller, in the middle of the height of a future Hall of Fame career, on December 8th, 1941, went down to the recruiting office in his hometown in Iowa and signed up to go fight in World War I. Or World War II. Does it get any tougher than that?
Yeah.
And was durable and was, you can put him in the argument for one of the greatest right-handed pitchers of all time. But my next guy is
you just took 3 guys.
No, those were the 3 guys that I put on my list that were pre-21st century.
Okay.
All the other guys played in a modern era, except for Larry Doby. Larry Doby needs to be on that list. He was more mentally tough
than anyone.
This was a guy who, in his book, wrote about a time when he was staying at the all-black hotel and couldn't hail a cab, couldn't get a ride to the game, so he put his uniform on the hotel and walked in Washington, D.C. from the hotel to the stadium in his spikes.
Crazy.
And the things he had to hear and endure, tough.
Absolutely on the list.
But Peyton Hillis
Good one.
is on my list. Ran hard every single play, and as a big man, which isn't easy, had to overcome riptide currents and literally ended up in the hospital, and some thought he was going to die from it to save 2 young relatives who were otherwise going to drown.
That was crazy.
Who's your next
I was going Bernie Kosar.
It's a good one.
Bernie, he couldn't even get out of the way of some of them hits.
Yeah, he was.
he had no way to get out of them hits. He took them, and it's documented. You hear Bernie talk about it, but in terms of just being able to call your own plays, being able to put yourself back in a huddle, be able to keep standing up, taking them hits. I got Bernie on the list on that joint.
He estimates something like 50 concussions.
Yeah, that's wild.
He said we called it getting our bell rung, but he said we had a standard number. It was always going to be 2 fingers, always. And like how many fingers do I have up? And the ref would see that and be like, okay, you're good to go. Because it would be it would be so quick. But he said half the time I didn't even know where I was.
Crazy.
I put Josh Cribbs on there because you know how much back then. This is before helmet to helmet. This man was running on kickoffs and punts, full speed.
Yep.
And that's how he made his way.
Yep.
There wasn't no illegal helmets, hits, or none of that stuff. So I got Josh Cribbs on there as well.
You got another one?
I got a. We're going to do draft. We've kind of gone out of draft order, but LeBron has to be on the list. LeBron has to be on the list.
I thought about putting LeBron on the list.
We talked about guys.
I see him leaving the floor on a wheelchair.
No, that was what Paul Pierce did. Paul Pierce in the wheelchair.
LeBron has to be on the list for better or worse.
LeBron is durable.
Hey,
but
that durability is crazy.
It's toughness in the sense
watching him fall when he gets bumped on the elbow like he just got sniped.
Jay, you have one game to win. Do you want LeBron on your team or not?
Yes.
Okay.
He's tough.
You win. LeBron's
also
on the Mount Rushmore.
Delhi died on the court, basically.
He gave it his all.
You want to talk about tough?
Yeah.
And we're just throwing names out.
So where they roll in Australia?
Jose Ramirez has to be on this list.
100%. Jose's on my list.
Because he's an MMA fighter. He got tough. He got hands of stone.
Well, down goes Anderson.
Hands of stone, bro.
Think about this. And this is a mind blow. And I wonder what Tom Hamilton thinks about this. Next time we have him on the show, I want to ask him this. Tom Hamilton is now a Hall of Fame broadcaster. He has called incredible games with all kinds of drama for the Guardians. But I think his most signature call is down goes Anderson, Anderson.
I think
Didn't we ask him about that when he was on?
Last time he was on, I wasn't here.
Well,
no, that's right. That's right.
So, but I would like to know, is that your greatest call?
We didn't ask him that. We asked him about the call, not is that your best, is that your favorite.
But wouldn't you say that's his most iconic call?
You're asking the person who's been in Cleveland for 3 years to
I've
go
been
back.
here. I've been here.
But I can't tell you another Hammy, and I listen to Hammy on the radio.
They're all
way
great.
More.
They're all great.
But when I think of Hammy, that is what I think
Down
of.
goes Anderson.
Yeah. Gee, who else you got? I got a few more, but who else you got?
Man, listen.
Joe Charbonneau's got to be on there. The guy would stitch up his own cuts with a rusty needle. Open beer bottles with his eye socket.
That's nasty work.
Busted our set all to hell when he came in here.
I had Corey Kluber on the list, too.
I don't know. I don't know about Kluber. I don't want to say he's not.
I surveyed a bunch of my friends.
Yeah, I just don't know
some of these
about
previous
Kluber.
ones. But going on 3 days rest, time after time after time, the way he did.
That was impressive.
I know that Game 7 did not.
It almost seems like we don't have enough football guys on here. Clay Matthews was tough.
DeQuell
was tough.
I need to think. Oh,
Tim Couch.
Eric Turner.
Yeah, Tim Couch could be on the list.
Eric
Turner was a badass.
Eric Turner was the first dude that I felt like there was an enforcer for the Cleveland. The Browns don't got enforcers. They got guys that drag guys down and play flag football.
You remember Don Rodgers?
Yes.
Played for 1 year and then had the untimely overdose.
Yeah.
Cocaine, I want to say.
I can't believe that. That's wild.
Terrible story. That dude was a hitter. He was destined to be a decade-long star in the NFL.
Yeah,
Can I give one more name before we get Jason?
So throw it out.
Stipe.
Oh, that's easy.
I know it's not Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know what?
Stipe's got to be.
Yeah, but I hadn't thought of that. I was trying to think like boxers, but I didn't go.
Abdullah Mason.
We know a lot of boxers.